The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been praised for its storytelling of superheroes and supervillains that has made boatloads of money throughout an entire decade in the form of the Infinity Saga with it, recently slowing down to the failures of the Multiverse Saga. Despite that, the MCU still has a massive impact on the entire film franchise ever since it started back in 2008. So I wonder what an entire Ninjago cinematic universe would look like if it was to be structured like the MCU. This video would just only focus on finding the counterpart to the Phase 1 movies of 2008's Iron Man, 2008's Incredible Hulk, 2010's Iron Man 2, 2011's Thor, 2011's Captain America, the First Avenger, and 2012's The Avenger. The Spinjitzu Saga, as I am calling it, would be having a set of 3 trilogies like the MCU did with the Big 3. I tried to find which Ninjago characters could be good fits to have a trilogy of stories on their own, and I think I found such. Kai, Lloyd, and Jay would be the big 3 of this saga. So the first movie of the MCU was 2008's Iron Man. So I had the counterpart be Kai, the Royal Blacksmith. The story would focus on Kai mastering his elemental powers like in the show, but he won't be accompanied by any of the other ninja yet. Nick Fury's counterpart would also be in this movie, as Master Yu would train Kai in order to take down the villain I choose to have being Misdemeanor, as I think she's a small enough villain for this story. Nya would also make an appearance, but small one, as she'll have a bigger role in the sequel. We would also be introduced about the Sword of Fire, and the golden weapons would be in this saga to act as the Infinity Stone's counterpart. Kai would defeat Misdemeanor, and we would get a post-credit scene like in the 2008's Iron Man movie with Master Yu mentioning the Green Ninja prophecy. After Iron Man was the Incredible Hulk, and I had the counterpart to Hulk being Cole, so I have the second movie to this Ninjago Phase 1 being Cole, Master of the Mountain. This movie's plot would be based on the actual season it's named after, but with a lot of changes. For one, Cole would not be with the ninja, as they are not united as a team yet. He would unite with them in the big team-up movie at the end of the phase. Meanwhile, Cole will just start his journey as an elemental master in this movie, rather than what he was in the actual season. In his journey, he would uncover an illegal Vengestone trading network created by the Skull Sorcerer, who is revealed to be King Vanille's. Princess Vanya would also appear along with the Jekylls and the Months. Cole would actually get his Scythe of Quakes inside Shintaro Mountain and use it to finally defeat the Skull Sorcerer. Princess Vanya would become Queen of Shintaro, whilst a post-credit scene would show Cole meeting Kai for the first time as they talk about forming a team. Next in the phase was Iron Man 2, so we would have the sequel to the first Kai movie being Kai. Samurai X, Nya would get a much bigger role like her counterpart, Black Widow, in this movie, with her becoming Samurai X in order to battle the Mechanic. Kai and Master Wu would appear as well to defeat the Mechanic. We would get more into detail about the Green Ninja prophecy, with it telling us about how the prophesied Green Ninja who would defeat the Dark Lord in the final battle, and that the golden weapons would aid in the prophecy as well. After Iron Man 2 was Thor, so I chose who would be getting their own trilogy of movies, with them being the counterpart to Thor being Jay. The movie, Jay, Blue Lighting, would be based on the mini short of the same name, but we see Jay trained to become the Master of Lighting in order to take down the villain, Pythor. Zane would make a short appearance as well, since he will be the counterpart to Hawkeye. The Nunchucks of Lighting and Shurikens of Ice are introduced as well. Master View would also make an appearance in the film as well to help in the training. Pythor will be defeated, but he will return in the big team-up movie at the end of the phase. The movie before such a big team up in Marvel's Phase 1 was Captain America. The First Avenger, and I chose its counterpart being the Green Ninja, the Chosen One. This movie would take a lot of elements from many seasons of the show, as Master Wu would actually discover that Lloyd is the Green Ninja a while back before any of the other ninja were recruited. Mara would serve as the main villain of the story, but he wouldn't be a ghost, as he would still be alive to get jealous about not being the Green Ninja. During this movie, we would also learn about Lord Garmadon and how someday Lloyd would have to battle his father to fulfill his destiny. But that thought would be wrong eventually, as we'll find out who the actual Dark Lord it's talking about in the next movie. Mara would be defeated, but we would also have the royal family, including Harumi, die in the movie. Harumi would return in the next phase with a bigger role. Lloyd would start off as a little kid in the movie, but at the end he would grow up rapidly due to the events of the movie in a similar way to Child's Play in the actual show. The last movie in Phase 1 was The Avengers, so I would have the counterpart be Ninjago, Way of the Ninja. This movie would have elements from the pilots in Season 1, as we would finally have the ninja unit for the first time in this movie. The main villain, Pythor, would unite the Serpentine tribes in order to unleash the Great Devourer on Ninjago City. The Devourer would cause mass damage throughout Ninjago City, but eventually the ninja would defeat the Serpentine and Pythor. The post-credit scene would cameo Overlord, as he would serve as the big bad of this saga, like what Thanos did in the Infinity Saga.